I was about 5 when James started an after-school program, and it was the whole idea was to teach the younger ones in that source community at the time about our rights, because that community was full of children who have been trafficked and enslaved at the time. And James, being coming from that community and another experience that kind of issue, came back to give us that training about our right to know the essence of being to school and the essence of not being trafficked and the essence of not being enslaved. Because at the time we saw youths within our areas that went to the lake and came back, and they were not in the same state as we were at the time. But currently, some of us who were engaged in that kind of after school program, which was the Child Rights Club, enabled us to know what was right and what was wrong and the essence of being in school. And currently, I'm done with my first degree and also doing my second degree. So I think it's a very helpful program at the time that we were engaged in. I had a chance to work with Nicole and Erin last year with a brilliant idea of reinstating the Child Rights Club, because I thought it's very important and that we need to like bring this whole idea back to the children, because even though some of them are in school, they still do not have barely much knowledge about the whole issue around it. So giving them this training about their rights and having access to education is the most important thing that they should have, and they should uphold on to that kind of chance that has been given to them. And getting involved and seeing the experience that they went through, I thought it was a very good exercise they undertook under the time last year, and I think most of them are able to like withstand some of the pressures that might come from their community and from their friends if such kind of issues arising from the community comes up. They are really very important, because when you take our part of the community where slavery and trafficking is a huge menace here, it is going to enable the children to know that these issues that is happening around us are something that are not supposed to condone to it, and they are always supposed to stand there at their feet, so that even if their parents or somebody is insisting that they need to go to this kind of situation, they will be able to report the issue to the appropriate quarters, and therefore the issue will be handled appropriately. So there is a need for them to like really know about their rights and also some of the issues that is surrounding us in the community. It's really urgent, because in our school curriculum or syllabus that it is being taught, I know it is being taught, but we don't put in a lot of stress on it for the children to like really know the essence of the rights that they are having. And also looking at some children who are not in school, they basically even do have not really heard about the whole situation on itself. So if there is not an urgent need of telling the children about the need to know their rights and where their rights really ends, then it means that they're heading towards a direction where most of them can be influenced and convinced into some of these trafficking and slavery issues that is persistent in our community. So there is a really the good need for them to know about their rights, and that's if some of these situations are really coming up, they will know where and how to handle it. I think that if it is really taught very well and goes down with the children, then it's going to play a very huge role in declining of child slavery and child trafficking. Because when you take the slavery and trafficking issues, they are both into the demand and supply center. So if the children at the demand centers really know about what the other colleagues on the lake are going through, and they've seen images and they've seen videos of, and they've heard about some of the experiences some of the children went through, then they'll be able to know that okay, this place is not a safe place for me. This place is not a place where I can achieve my dream as a child growing up. And therefore, I if I give myself the chance to be enslaved or trafficked onto the lake, then the vision that I had as a child of wanting to become somebody in the future is going to die at some point. I would take my personal experience at the time, because at the time when James started after school program with the Child Rights Club, some parents felt that it was a wrong idea and it wasn't something good that James was bringing it up at the time. So it's like some parents were like trying not to allow the children to come over to listen to some of the information that is being given to us at the time. But I would say that most of us who stayed in and went through the programs at the time, most of us are really doing well. And if nothing at all, I know about 4 or 5 people who have done their master's degree, and some are also like really in doing their degrees and all that. So I think it's a very good information that happened that way. The National and Commission for Civic Education is supposed to take some of these issues up, but you barely hear them doing kind of sensitization on some of these things. The National Commission for Civic Education only you only hear from them when they are doing elections and talking about peace and all that. But I think in a community where there is high literacy, the NCC should be able to sensitize the whole community about some of these things so that parents will be aware about it, and some of the children who are also not in school to be aware of some of these things. I think the last edition of the Child Rights Club was really effective, and I'm hoping that this child rights clubs can be extended to the various schools, so that these children will have a broader idea about what is really happening around us, and for them to even know about their rights essentially. Because our syllabus actually do not allow them to have a detailed description about what they are supposed to do, even if some situations are really bumping up into them, and how they are supposed to handle them, and what are the right authorities they are supposed to report some of these issues to. So I would urge that some of these child rights clubs should be decentralized into almost every schools for the children to know about it.